Hey, welcome back to the Muscles and Mindset Revolution podcast, the podcast for ambitious women who want to build strength, feel confident AF, and lose fat for good without counting calories or falling for BS quick fixes. I'm your host, Ann Jones, certified life coach, personal trainer, and mindset coach. And after 15 plus years in the fitness industry, I've seen it all. And today, I want to let you in on something that might surprise you. Women who see lasting physical results, whether they be fat loss, muscle gain, weight loss, regulated hormones, or nervous system, these women are not necessarily working harder. They're working smarter. But let me explain. First of all, I do want you to know that I have worked with a lot of people in a lot of capacities. I have been teaching fitness and yoga since 2009. I've been personal training one-on-one clients since 2010. I treated thousands of patients as a massage therapist for almost 10 years. And now I've coached hundreds of female clients online, holistically, via online fitness, health, mindset, one-on-one mindset coaching. So I'm just letting you in on anecdotally what I have seen to be true in my most successful clients who have happily gotten the results that we just talked about. Lasting weight loss, regulated hormones, regulated nervous system, or muscle and strength gains, keeping injuries at bay, whatever those goals may be. All of these women are not more disciplined than you, usually. I don't know how disciplined you are, so I can't say. But I tend to attract a type A, high-achieving client who is already quite disciplined, but they think that more control and more discipline is the answer. But all my clients who are successful and consistent do not have superhuman motivation, and they're definitely not waiting for the perfect time to start. But here is what they are actually doing differently. They have learned to challenge their own perfectionism. And perfectionism is sneaky, and we'll talk about that later on here. So they've gotten out of all or nothing and challenged their own perfectionist tendencies. They're honest about what's hard instead of pretending they've got it all figured out, or they don't need to ask for help, or they shouldn't have to ask for help. They are open to asking for and receiving help, which are skills. They've shifted from a fixed mindset of I can't into a growth mindset of I have a choice. And instead of waiting for something else or someone else, whether it's a coach, a partner, or a workout buddy, to make them successful, they take radical personal responsibility. If you are stuck in cycles of stopping and starting, feeling like you're always almost there but never fully breaking through, this episode is for you. And you will want to get on the waitlist for my upcoming flow course. The doors for the waitlist will open on March 20th, and you get a special one-on-one coaching with me bonus if you register off the waitlist. And then we're starting all together in April. But let's get into the episode today. So the common mistakes keeping high-achieving women stuck. First, let's talk about what keeps most women stuck, because if you don't recognize those patterns, you will keep repeating them. Okay, so the mistake number one is overcomplicating everything. Raise your hand if you've ever spent hours researching the best workout, the best way to lose weight, the perfect macro split, the perfect workout split, or the perfect morning routine, the one thing that will finally make things click, that will fix you. Overcomplication creates analysis paralysis. And instead of taking inspired action, you're overthinking about acting and nothing changes. You might even be taking some action, and sometimes it's too many actions and there's no one course of action that is working for you. But we do tend to overcomplicate it because we think that we don't know best. Someone else must know for us. There must be an answer out there. So we can really tend to overcomplicate it. And over-researching will do this as well. I do not give unsolicited parenting advice. And I have had a kind of a slew of close friends have babies recently. And if they asked, or if they asked for like a book or something, I'm always like, no books. Don't read a book. Don't Google anything. Find your person who knows and ask that person. When I had my daughter, I was very overwhelmed. I didn't know anything about babies. I never had a sibling or knew anything about babies, but I had two very close friends who have 3 and 4 kids and have done it. And I trust them and we're like-minded, so I knew exactly where to go. I didn't Google a thing. Absolutely not, because that's what creates anxiety and overcomplication. So find your one person who can get you through it and then just trust your gut and instinct and intuition. Mistake number 2 is perfectionism and the all or nothing trap. I would actually say this is like the biggest one, because perfectionism will tell you that if you can't do it perfectly, or you're not going to do it right, or the way that you should do it, it's not worth doing at all, and you should keep looking for the next thing. And then you go into overthinking and overcomplicating, right? Perfectionism and all or nothing shows up for me, for my clients, the most like this. You hit every workout for a month and then skip every workout for a month. You are excellent at nailing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You never get past Wednesday in terms of fitness or nutrition. You're either eating clean, you're either on a diet, whole foods, eating clean, or feeling guilty about a handful of chips, and then all bets are off and you're gone buck wild. But perfectionism is a liar. It's a liar. It keeps you from building real consistency. And it can be sneaky. I find this in my one-on-one mindset coaching clients who I work with, is it actually takes us a while to suss out all the ways that perfectionism is showing up in their life, that all or nothing is showing up in their life, because they've been doing it for so long that it seems normal. Like you have a physical ailment and you're going to 7 different practitioners every single week because you think that that's what you need to do to get the answer. And you are committed to that because you believe that there's something so truly wrong with you that you need to be fixed by all these people. That's all or nothing perfectionist thinking, because you're thinking, in order to be perfect, all these people will help me solve it. And what we need to do is be able to see that as like, maybe that's called for, but maybe it's not. Right? It also shows up in fitness and nutrition, like maybe I need more discipline, right? Because it's not perfect yet. I don't love every workout. Sometimes I don't like going to the gym. The week before my period, I don't feel like going to the gym. There must be something wrong with my workouts, my program, or my body, rather than recognizing once a month, you're going to get your period next week and you're not going to feel like going to the gym, right? Like those are just a couple of examples of how it sneakily comes in and we justify it. Brain will always work to justify anything it wants to keep it safe from change. So mistake number 3 comes off of the all or nothing trap, which is stop-start cycles. You go all in for those few weeks and then something happens, stress, travel, kid gets sick, you go to work deadline, and you fall off track. I talked about this on, I believe, last week's podcast about how I recently had a coaching call with our clients about getting back on track. And I told them very honestly, I can't remember a time in my life personally where I felt off track. Not because I'm perfect or I don't fall off track. Yesterday, we had an intentional rest day, my family and I. On Saturday, I ate a cinnamon bun. Oh, and we had pizza for dinner. I had wine, and then I had wine again last night. Okay. And then we had the time change, so I slept until 7 this morning. It would never occur to me to call any of that falling off track, because I just don't perceive it as such. I expect that those things are going to happen in life. That is not my norm. That is not my 7 days a week, but that is like sometimes. And the only way that you fall off track is by calling it out as being off track. And now I have to get back on track. Like I literally wouldn't give that a second thought, because instead of learning to adapt, you are telling yourself that you have to start over. That's what makes it a cycle. I'm just like, woo, oh, cinnamon bun, woo. Right? But when we perceive it as a cinnamon bun and a sleep in and a no workout weekend is a fall off, sounds serious. Probably going to have to get back to the plan. We need more discipline. We're going to have to get up earlier on Monday. We're going to have to do this. We should probably do some extra cardio. You see what I'm saying? It's just a perception. And the result of this is that you never actually build sustainable habits, because you're constantly telling yourself that you have to start over. And here's what makes this cycle even harder. Many women believe the reason that they're stuck in this cycle is external. Work deadline, kid got sick, travel, husband's away. I can't because of my schedule. I don't have time because of my kids. I always have to take an extra client or patient, so I don't get a chance to eat. My partner isn't supportive. Girl, I get it. Life is demanding. But here's what I know to be true. The women I have worked with who see lasting results have made one critical shift. They have moved from a victim mindset to an ownership mindset. And it feels better because it's way more empowering. Now let's move on to the 3 shifts women who thrive do make. Because as I told you, women who get results aren't necessarily working harder. Again, I don't know what you're doing. But if you're doing a bunch of things, they're probably not working harder than you. They're thinking differently from you. And those shifts make all the difference. I would say my most successful and consistent clients put in less effort because they're not trying to be fixed. They're not looking for something else. They have come into and trusted the process of one holistic solution that works for them, and they are on the road. It's so much less to think about when you're not constantly like trying to fix yourself and look for a new method, solution, diet, pill, something that is going to fix you. So the first mindset shift that they make, my successful clients, is mindset. Of course, mindset first. They focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of setting unrealistic standards, they focus on showing up even when it's messy. Because it doesn't matter what your goal is. If you're not showing up when it's messy, you're not going to get there. They let go of the idea that success means doing everything perfectly. They understand that honest effort is greater than perfect execution. So here's my mindset shift for you, your first mindset shift today. Instead of saying, I have to get my full hour workout in, say, even 10 minutes would be a win today. Instead of beating yourself up for eating a cookie, for eating the cinnamon bun, remind yourself, one meal never made or broke my progress. Now, if you were doing those things consistently, you're not going to get the result that you want. But if it happens 1 or 2 times and you're making it mean you have to start all over again, that is getting you in that stop-start cycle. So that's the first mindset shift, is progress, not perfection. The second mindset shift is taking radical ownership. My successful clients take responsibility for their results. Women who get results do not wait for their coach, their partner, or their circumstances to change before they take action. My successful clients are not just like sitting at home, waiting for me to call them and telling them what to eat today. They are proactively going through the curriculum, doing the training, showing up for calls, asking questions in the community, asking for questions of their coaches, and recognizing that they don't get to move on to step 3 until they've completed steps 1 and 2. They know that nobody else is responsible for their consistency. And they don't get to skip to the fun part. I tell every single client this before they begin. We are going to redesign or rebuild or at least audit your baseline foundation before you get to move on to, sexy meal planning and sexy workouts and pistol squats and jumping on one leg. We need to make sure you have a solid foundation, because that's what most women are missing in their health and fitness journey, is they just jump all in to phase 3 without doing phases 1 and 2. And then they have a shaky foundation. They have to start all over again. So to come back to my successful clients, women who are consistent, remove themselves from the habit of blaming and get into the habit of being relentless problem solvers. So here's your second mindset shift. I want you to watch your language. If you catch yourself saying, I can't because of my schedule, or I can't because of XYZ, I want you to shift it to, okay, how can I make this work, even if it's not perfect? That is a coaching question I would reflect back to you. When a client comes to me with a bunch of I can'ts, we come back to the goal. What's the goal? Okay, you want to lose 10 pounds. You're going to have to work out. Okay, so how can we make this work? How can we make the most effective minimum dose fit into your life? That's the question that we need to answer. Spending our energy and time on I can'ts is literally getting nobody nowhere. It's really bringing the vibe down. Mindset shift number 3 is momentum. You show up honestly and keep moving forward. If you are a consistent, successful client of mine, you have showed up honestly and you have kept moving forward. You don't just push through when things feel easy. You celebrate when things feel easy because you want to practice feeling good so you can come back to it. But you still stay engaged even when things feel hard. This does not happen very often in our community because this is the way that we coach. But a common coaching trope is, I didn't do my check-in. I don't even want to show up for this call because I feel like I didn't do anything, blah, blah, blah. I haven't done anything since we last talked. That is when you need to get on the call the most. And successful women do that. They get on the call and they say, I feel like blah, 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 blah. They don't pull back. And that's our habit, right? Is to pull back. Shame will tell us to pull back and opt out. Courage and bravery will tell us to lean in. Instead of hiding when they struggle, my successful clients lean in. They receive coaching. They ask for help. They ask how. They stay in the conversation. They do not expect motivation to carry them. They build a system that supports their consistency. So the third mindset shift that I would like you to make is to show up honestly and keep moving forward. If you feel like skipping a workout, if you feel like giving up on a goal, I want you to ask yourself, am I making this choice from a place of honesty and self-compassion, or am I making this choice from a place of self-sabotage? Am I making this choice because I feel like I can't, or because I've gone too far, or what's the point, or I'm starting all over? And what would the most abundant, honest, secure, compassionate version of you do instead? What choice would she make? That's what I want you to ask yourself. So, all that being said, here is how small aligned actions create ease and flow in your life. Because women who thrive don't just have discipline. They don't just show up at the gym at the same time every day and do their meal prep on Sundays. They've created ease and flow in their life. And that is why it feels sustainable. If you hate it, it's not sustainable. Your brain, your body is not going to allow you to do something you hate for a long time. And if you do, it's just like not going to feel good. And I'm just not here for that. So women who thrive and are consistent don't just have discipline. They are not wasting energy overthinking. They are not wasting time punishing themselves for not being perfect. They don't sit in frustration and victim position waiting for the right conditions. And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but like nobody's coming to save you. You got to put your big girl panties on and take ownership of your results. My successful clients do that, and they focus not because their lives are easier or because they have less going on, because they focus on small, consistent actions that feel achievable and good. And over time, those actions stack up into incredible results, not because it was easy. And this process is exactly what I am teaching inside of Flow. Flow is my 8-week mindset coaching course designed to help you break free from the stop-start cycle and create effortless momentum. Whether it's in your fitness and health journey, your business, your family, your dating life, with money. If you are tired of feeling like you are forcing yourself to be disciplined, if willpower and motivation haven't worked for you and you want to build strength, confidence, and lasting result without getting completely burnt out, Flow is for you. Doors open for the waitlist on March 20th. So you can get on the waitlist via the link in my show notes. Everyone who registers from the waitlist is getting a week of one-on-one private Voxer coaching with me. And if you just want the whole shebang, join Muscles and Mindset. Flow is free for you. Okay, that's it for today. If this episode resonated with you, please take a screenshot of it, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at Ann Jones Fit. That's Ann with an E, Ann Jones Fit. I would love to hear your biggest takeaway. I love hearing from you guys. And please remember that your results do not come from working harder into the ground. They come from working smarter. I will see you next week for another episode on self-sabotage, and get ready because next month we're going even deeper inside Flow. That's it. Have a great day.